Welcome to this explainer. So if you're planning an extended trip, you might be looking at a standard nightly hotel rate and, budgeting your entire trip based on that one single number. But here's the truth. That nightly rate is almost never the final cost of a trip, especially when we're talking about a bustling, incredibly dynamic city like Dhaka. Today, we're going to completely challenge the traditional way we look at travel budgets, and we're going to uncover the real, hidden economics of long-term stays.
Okay, let's dive into this central question. Are furnished serviced apartments actually cheaper than hotels? It's a question so many travelers ask themselves when planning trips that stretch past a quick weekend. Because when you're staying away from home for several days or maybe even several months, your priorities naturally shift, right? You aren't just looking for a place to crash anymore. You need comfort, you need convenience, and you absolutely need overall value. To get to the bottom of this, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to look at the true cost of stays, unpack those hidden expenses, see why this is so crucial for business and families, run a direct head-to-head comparison, and finally, help you make the smart choice.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the true cost of stays, looking well beyond that nightly rate.
For stays lasting several days or months in Dhaka, your accommodation is about so much more than just a place to sleep. Think about a typical hotel room. It essentially confines you to a single, small space for your entire trip, giving you a standard bed, a bathroom, and maybe a tiny little workspace crammed in a corner. Now, contrast that with a furnished serviced apartment. The whole concept here is getting way more space for less money. We're talking about a completely separate bedroom, a distinct living area to relax in, a fully equipped kitchen, and sometimes even a balcony. You can actually work, cook, and entertain in a comfortable, home-like environment instead of living out of a suitcase on your bed.
Moving right along to Section 2, unpacking the hidden expenses. Let's look at where your travel budget really goes.
Picture this. You're staying at a hotel for 3 weeks. Every single morning, you have to go out for breakfast or order that super expensive room service. Every evening, you're dining in restaurants. Hotels actively encourage this, but repeated daily, it completely drains your wallet. Then, of course, you need clean clothes. Hotel laundry services are wonderfully convenient until you realize you're paying a massive premium just to wash a single pair of socks. No way! Add in daily parking fees and other little hotel surcharges, and suddenly your travel budget has totally ballooned. These are the compounding hidden costs that make hotels so incredibly expensive for long stays. Let's put that into perspective. Think about the number 30. 30 days in a month. If you're staying in a serviced apartment for a month, you have a fully equipped kitchen to whip up your own breakfast, lunch, or dinner whenever you choose. You have a washing machine or really affordable shared laundry right there in the building. When you multiply those daily savings on food and laundry by 30 days, it results in a massive financial difference. Over several weeks, these everyday savings add up to a truly substantial amount.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, ideal for business and families, tailoring the stay to your specific needs.
So let's break this down a bit. For business travelers managing projects over weeks or months, accommodation needs go way beyond just a comfortable bed. They need a place that acts as a real temporary home base. Serviced apartments provide reliable internet, dedicated workspaces, and peaceful surroundings so they can actually maintain a regular daily routine and high productivity. Plus, companies can very often negotiate discounted long-term rates. Then, look at families. When a family travels, especially with kids or elderly relatives, they usually require more than one hotel room. And booking multiple hotel rooms, that just skyrockets your costs. A serviced apartment solves this instantly. You get multiple bedrooms, shared living areas, and a kitchen for home-cooked meals, all under one roof. The result is vastly lower combined costs and a much more relaxed atmosphere for everyone.
And this brings us to a major trend happening right now. In Dhaka, where business travel is practically exploding across industries like finance, manufacturing, technology, and international development, this balance of affordability and comfort is absolutely crucial. Serviced apartments are rapidly becoming the preferred option for corporate guests who simply refuse to compromise on comfort or cost efficiency. It's a real game changer.
Okay, Section 4, hotel vs. serviced apartment. Time for the direct head-to-head comparison. This table brilliantly illustrates exactly how the two stack up. When we put them head-to-head, the dividing line becomes incredibly clear. For long stays, hotels carry high daily rates, while apartments offer much lower weekly or monthly pricing. You're trading a single, cramped room for multiple, distinct living spaces. And where a hotel might charge you for every single meal and every load of laundry, an apartment just gives you a fully equipped kitchen and private washing facilities. It all comes down to privacy and value. Honestly, hotels win on short stays, but for medium and long trips, the service department is the undisputed champion round by round.
Finally, Section 5, making the smart choice. Let's talk about when you should actually book which option.
So what should you really take away from all this? Here is the general rule of thumb. Choose a hotel if you're staying for just 1 or 2 nights, if you are strictly attending a short conference, or if you absolutely need luxury services like a concierge, daily housekeeping, and on-site restaurants. Hotels are also perfect if you plan to spend very little time in your room anyway. However, choose a service department if your trip lasts more than a few days, if you're relocating, or if you're prioritizing overall value, space, and flexibility. Ultimately, it's about matching your accommodation to the specific length and purpose of your trip.
So the crucial point here is that if you are planning an extended stay in Dhaka, you really don't have to sacrifice comfort for affordability. If you're looking for an excellent option right in the Bashundhar residential area, you can reach out to REIT Limited. They specialize in helping travelers find the right place for long-term stays, family relocations, and corporate housing. You can give them a call at +880-1711-993-377 or visit them online at hotels.com.bd to compare options and get a personalized quote. Oh, and make sure to subscribe for more travel and accommodation cost guides.
We've unpacked the hidden fees, we've compared the square footage side by side, and we've seen exactly how much you can save simply by having access to a kitchen and a washing machine. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Knowing what you know now about the true compounding costs of travel, how do you plan to book your next extended trip to Dhaka? Will you stick to the traditional hotel, or will you opt for the space and savings of a service department? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and safe travels.